Have you ever done anything like this before?
No.
Any kind of interview? Live, radio, TV?
Maybe a long time ago in my coaching career.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing like this.
Maiden voyage.
I like this.
It's going to be good.
I feel good about it.
I know. All right, here we go. Kicking it off. Intro music. Listen, professional. Yes. All right, here we go. Teach Like a Rockstar podcast. It's going to be a good one. So, man, I was looking at your last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's like the Spicoli.
Yeah, you go to Jamaica, it's a hit.
That's what it is. All right, here we are, man. It's time. Hey, listen, we have, it's coming to the end of the school year, and of course, this is when everybody starts calling for back to school dates in August. We have some dates available. Get your calendar out, give us a call, and we'll get you on. For August. We got July, August dates, and then before you know it, man, it'll be too late. All right, let's do this thing. Teach Like a Rockstar podcast. I'm in Vidor, Texas, and this is I'm at the physical place is the junior high.
Yes, sir.
And so, but who do we have here? Who are we housing today on this campus?
This is our 6th grade Vidor Middle School population over here at the junior high.
All right, so we got the 6th grade junior. Now this is going to be we're going to have to go back in time to figure out where we are. So for those of you that have a TV and a computer across the nation, you heard about Hurricane Harvey. And Hurricane Harvey hit the Gulf Coast. And here's what's interesting, man. Everybody knows about Houston. That was like on TV constantly. But what people don't realize is everything, like from Corpus all the way around to the other east side of the Gulf Coast, there are schools and districts and towns that were just devastated, decimated, that no one talks about, no one hears about. And Vidor's one of those places where schools were just, I mean, it's indescribable. If you can imagine a school full of water, it's like a school that is now an aquarium and temporarily, and then it recedes, and we have to put these places back together to teach kids. And so in Vidor, man, there's been a lot of stuff going on. And so if you could kind of give us an idea, because you guys were actually in school, and so school was in session for what, a week or two?
We actually it would have been our first day of school that Monday.
All right.
So we had all of our in-service, we had all our prep work done, all of our teachers were prepared to start the first day of school, and then that's whenever Harvey happened.
All right, so Hurricane Harvey hits, and did you guys, was there any kind of suspicion that there's going to be this kind of flooding?
It's crazy. I still remember the conversation I was having with our staff the day before that this is going to be a rain event, and we expect you at work on Monday. I still remember that conversation, looking at them in the cafeteria, and I walk through that cafeteria probably once a week now, and it's completely empty. And I'm like, wow, I remember this conversation.
I'll see you Monday.
See you Monday. We'll be here going to work teaching kids.
And then, so clearly they weren't here on Monday. And how many weeks were you guys out?
It was right at about a month. I remember that we had a called meeting at the administration building, and all in about 2 hours, we decided on a plan to move forward. And that plan worked, and this is why we're here. And it has not been the ideal situation, but it's been a great situation for our students and staff to move forward. Yeah.
And so, man, here's I got to tell you, man, when we look at these schools, whether it's here in Vidor or Orangefield or some of the other schools I visit, is there's so much energy and focus has been put into creating something for kids to come to and to live and learn. But oftentimes what we forget about are those teachers and administrators and personnel and staff, secretaries, custodians, food service workers, that their homes were just devastated as well.
Exactly. We've had to understand that, that our staffs are also dealing with this storm away from the school, the school building. So them having to deal with it at both places has been very, very, very difficult. So we have a lot of staff, like you said, custodial workers. Every bit of our campus instructional staff to custodian to lunchroom, everything has been affected in this situation. So it's been a big, big deal for our whole community.
Yeah. And so specifically on your campus, I don't even know if I could describe it. So I'm here. I come in. I'm walking down the hall. and it's like we have it looks as if we have an entire school smushed into a hallway.
That's exactly what it is. It's 12 classrooms, and this room that we're actually in now used to be a classroom itself, and this is our office space. And we all meet in here together. We like I said before, I'm meeting with a parent. We're having an ARD meeting in the middle, and one of my assistant principals, Miss Patterson's, meeting with a student on the other end. So, and we're just making it happen. So, and we have about 35 to 40 kids in a classroom, and there's 2 teachers in each classroom. But they're managing. They're making it happen. They're smiling through it and making the best of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to describe it, because I think sometimes we. With words, it's hard to, it's hard to. So you say 35, 40 kids in a classroom, but I think sometimes people might be thinking about a new construction school with a really large classrooms.
Right.
These are old school. This is like, I don't know when this thing was built.
A long time ago.
Yeah, before you.
Yeah.
This school was built before you were built.
Yeah.
And these are big desks, small rooms, and it is hard. It's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
I think, but unless you're doing it. But here's what I know, man. Like, even here, I come in just a few minutes before the bell, and kids are in classes, kids are learning, teachers are teaching, and you guys are doing it.
Have been extremely resilient. Our teachers and our students both have taken on this challenge, and we've done the whole school year like this. It's like this is the new norm,
Right.
And they've embraced it and moved forward. And our district administration has been ultra supportive. And hey, what can we do next to help? What's the next move we need to make? And so we've also adjusted on the run. So there's been some things that we've had to move. Classrooms, certain settings had to have certain facilities to help facilitate their needs.
Mm-hmm.
And so our maintenance staff has also had to build rooms, do things of that nature, to where they had to make things happen for us as well. So everyone's helped out in this situation.
Yeah. Have you lost a lot of kids?
We our district's down about 4%. So I think the district's are down around 300 students.
Yep.
So it's been difficult, trying to get students back and assure them that this is going to work out and be great, because they're also affected by the situation. Some of them are dealing with it at home and here. So a lot of them. I think we're well above 60% of our students dealing with the storm still in their own houses. So losing students has been a huge deal for us.
And I travel around to lots of these districts here in East Texas, where there's kind of the I-10 corridor, and also north of here. So even north of here, it's still hard to get a hotel room.
Yeah.
Even even to get a hotel in Orange, Texas, you better call a month ahead.
Yeah.
Because they're booked with not just families, but also construction workers and all the support systems in place, still trying to rebuild communities.
Yeah, we have a lot of students living in hotels. That's exactly right. Students and staff. We have staff living in hotels still too.
Yeah.
So just dealing with this storm on a huge scope is what we're seeing. Is that it's not just here at the school. It's amongst our whole community.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man, what's cool, though, is seeing your teachers in the hallway and other administrators, and this, like you said, man, the new norm, and they're still fired up. They're having a good time. They're teaching. Kids are happy and smiling and learning, and it's amazing. And here's what I love about, the fact that I get to travel around and go to other schools. When I see something like this, it makes it almost intolerable to listen to excuses.
Exactly.
Anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you don't know.
I always say that this is something we'll reflect on and go, wow, we can do just about anything. This is something anything that we encounter after this, once we get back into our facility, we can say, hey, we can adapt and overcome and make this happen.
Yeah. I think you're right, man. Like any future challenges, this is the new, this is the new bar. And look what we did there.
Yeah.
Clearly this we can handle.
Exactly.
And even walking down the hall is you were talking here's this person's classroom, and these 2 ladies are here, and these 2 teachers are here, and this teacher's a first-year teacher, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, a first-year teacher.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've been. The crazy thing about that situation is, I've really felt like we were going to have a lot of conversations with our first year teachers of hang in there, it gets better. I mean, this is the toughest it'll ever be. We haven't had to have those conversations. We go by there and go, wow, this is impressive.
Yeah, I love that because they don't have anything to compare it to.
No, they don't know any better. So this is great.
Can you imagine your first year? It only gets easier from here.
Hey, this is the best it'll be.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that, man. All right, so how long have you been the principal here?
This is my third year at Vidor Middle School.
Yeah, and you came from where?
I came from Little Cypress Mauriceville High School.
All
I was
right.
assistant principal there.
All right, so let me get this straight. You got man. You can't keep a job. So let me see. You were
I'm a
here,
traveler.
right? So here and LCM,
Right.
That's what they call that, right?
Yep.
And before LCM,
I was at Orangefield.
Orangefield at the junior high.
Yes, sir.
Doing the assistant thing there, and then prior to that, you were teaching there.
I was a teacher and a coach at there, LCM as well, Bridge City and Nederland.
So you're East Texas guy.
That's it. Yep.
All right. So which of those schools did you go? Did you attend as a student?
Bridge City.
Bridge City. All right. The last guy I talked to was at Bridge City.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, Smalley, Coach Smalley.
Yeah, that's my man.
You know that guy?
I like that guy.
He's awesome.
We're buds.
Yeah. Now, who's older, you or him?
Oh, him for sure.
Okay, he's older, but you're smarter, right?
I would never say that.
All right, and so at Bridge City, I remember talking to Smalley, and he told me, Coach Smalley said that there was a significant person in his life over there. I think he taught world geography.
Coach Richard Briggs.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he said it was really because of him that he decided to become an educator and get into coaching. Did you have that? Did you have that same experience with him?
Coach Briggs is a big deal in my life as well. Huge inspiration, and it's neat. I now still see him at the lake every once in a while. I can reflect on times with him and coaching, and there's a really funny story about Coach Briggs. Is his son-in-law now fielded a punt against. He played at Orangefield, and Coach Briggs coached at Bridge City where I was at. And I'm talking, we nailed his son-in-law, which he didn't know would be his son-in-law at the time.
Clearly.
And all you can see in this video is Coach Briggs' arm straight up in the air, and he is just cheering on this hit. So it's a good moment.
Right. Little did he know.
No, he didn't know. He never knew.
And so from there, did you have those thoughts like, man, that's something? Is it that I want to be like that guy, or?
Yeah, you want to make an impression. You know that you're in the industry now, just like Coach Smalley said in y'all's chat, that you can influence somebody on a daily basis, and you can be a positive influence or you can be a negative influence. That's completely up to you in those moments. So it's a big deal to me too to know that I can be the only smile that kid sees that day. I can be the only handshake they get that day or hug. Yeah. Either way. So I need to make sure that I'm doing as good of a job as I can do to make sure that they see a positive influence from me.
Yeah, and then when you were in high school, is that when you kind of knew that you wanted to do this?
Oh yeah, my coaches left such a mark on me. I had teachers that left a mark on me to where I want to be like them. I want to be an inspiration to students just like they've been to me. So I feel I give a lot to Bridge City for those moments, and also the teachers and coaches that were in my life at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think that's the fascinating thing with coaches. So many of them that I talk to, they've known since they were a child that this is what they were going to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing that you've got to understand that you can be such an inspiration or you can be such a negative impact on that student, and it's a huge deal to me to where I know that when I wake up in the morning, I can come to work and be bitter about having to be at work, or I can come and be excited about what I can accomplish that day with those students. So it's a big deal to me.
It's huge, man. I think now here's what's interesting is you went from when you were in high school, you probably had always thoughts of doing the high school coaching thing, but here you are at the junior high, and in junior high, middle school, do you still at what point in your career did you think, man, I like that age. I like connecting with the age of those kids.
Well, it's kind of weird. I didn't like them at first,
right?
Because they are, they're going through a lot at this age.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in their life, and so, and they're trying to define who they are. They're trying to figure out where they fit in, things of that nature. But it is something that I've looked at as a challenge for me, to where I can go. I can positively influence these students, and I can help them in these struggles that they're going through at this point. So I guess whenever I coached at this level was a big deal to me, to where I enjoyed being at this age level.
Yeah, but can you imagine? I always say like what it entails to grow up at this time, like with all the influence that kids have.
Yeah, I mean, you think about social media. You
Yeah,
think
just
about
that alone, or just having access. The phone for because there's sixth graders. Almost most of them sixth graders nowadays have a phone.
Yeah,
Sixth, seventh, and eighth, and they have access to everything. And I know that parents think that they can kind of police that somehow, but no, that's not accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's apps where you can kind of watch what's going on, but I mean, a kid really has access to everything.
Exactly. That's a one touch away. That's why
anything they need to know.
Anything. I've said that, sometimes our students get confused with intelligence and Google.
Right.
And so it can be a deterrent or it can be a positive influence of their life. So, I mean, we try to encourage that here on the campus, too, to make sure that we're having positive social media, positive interactions with technology. But it's hard. You're right. It's a tough age.
Yeah. Because, it's so confusing what it means for a man, for a young boy to, like, what does that mean to become a man? And even for a young lady to become to be an influential, smart, creative, positive woman.
Yeah.
And to the influence that they have from just every angle.
Yeah.
The craziness on TV, what's on the phone, what they hear their friends talking about.
Right. And then every person and every celebrity and every athlete, they see, like, I know me and you have discussed this about their story. Yeah. And they've got their own issues and their own conflicts, and it's so transparent now and visible to our students. They see that, and so they lose trust in society. So it's hard, for them to fight through those urges to get on technology and do the positive thing instead of what we see more often as a negative influence.
Yeah, and those influential forces with it just seems to me the more famous somebody is, the more influential they are. When really, the challenge for the teacher in the classroom is that's what they're up against.
Exactly.
It's all these influential forces, and the kid comes into the classroom door, and there's a teacher, and they got, well, in your situation, 40 plus of them. Yeah. Sitting in the classroom, and man, what an amazing, just an awesome responsibility that teachers have.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about our staff this year, because of the challenges, they've truly embraced it, and they've said, "Hey, this is what it is, and this is what we're doing, and we're moving forward." Yeah. So it has been difficult. I don't know that you could talk to any one of our teachers and they say it's been fun, all year, but they've embraced the challenges, but they've also said, "Hey, we're gonna move forward. Yep, this is what we're doing." So.
I think you're right, man. They're probably not at the point where to say this was fun, but here's you know what I believe. I believe like this time next year they're going to talk about this year.
Sure.
So, oh man, that was amazing.
Yeah, growth opportunity.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
There's struggles that people go through. I had a principal friend of mine that they a brand new school. They're opening a brand new school this year, and they failed, I guess, the fire inspection or something, like 2 weeks before school, and the next time they could requalify was the day before school started.
Oh, dang.
And so, he was like, "Oh my God, what am I going to do?" I said, "This is going to be amazing. This is the night the teacher's going to talk about for the rest of their lives." Yeah. So he went through this whole thing. He had they had no furniture in there. They had nothing in the school, no clocks, no nothing. And so what they had, he got 18-wheelers, and he parked them out front. And the day before, they're putting together furniture in the front of the schools. They had kids up there and parents and teachers. It was an all-nighter. Wow. Teachers got dressed for work that morning in the school. Kids showed up, and I'm saying, like, that's going to be, like, it was horrible that day.
You'll never forget.
But they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. It's going to be awesome.
How fun.
Years. Yeah, fun now with me and you talking about
That's
it.
That's right. No, we didn't have to do it.
That day, a whole different conversation probably, right?
Sure. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, so your kids, you have fifth graders, though. You have some kids at the high school.
Yep, they're in the same situation. One hallway at the high school, 11 classrooms. There's an office set up in that hallway as well. So it's a challenging setting as well. Same thing, 35 to 40 students in every classroom, 2 teachers co-teaching. So I mean, they're going through that hallway is actually probably a little smaller, but they're going through the similar struggles. It's day to day.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, man, it's just it's hard, but at the same time, it's so, man, it's inspiring.
Sure. Yeah. it's something that I feel like our teachers could always reflect on and go look at what we were able to accomplish in such a tough situation, but look at how we attacked it and did it the right way. And I see great results coming from this. So
Yeah, I believe it,
see
man.
More positive.
I was explaining to a teacher in the hallway, and I think it's worth talking about again. Is oftentimes with schools that have a great culture and something Vidor's known for, having good schools and good kids and solid teaching, great leadership, and there is this subtle trajectory that a school district like that is on, and it's an upward positive trajectory. But when something like this happens, and it's so challenging, it brings people together, and it's so hard, I really believe that really steepens the learning curve and steepens the trajectory. And because it's such a short time and it's so hard, it's so immediate, it was abrupt, and there's an immediate action plan within a month. We're back in school. We've rebuilt places, and we have kids in classrooms and teachers and people in temporary housing. And because of that trajectory, because it's so hard, I really believe when the dust settles and everything gets back to the old kind of normal, that this is a district and these are campuses that are going to be on a new level of excellence, unlike even more so and beyond what they've been in the past.
I completely agree. I feel like our teachers are learning so much from this. I mean, I see teachers that are now working with other teachers who have learned from them, that they're seeing them teach, and they're using their strategies, and I see huge results. So I completely agree. I see a huge gain from this.
Yeah. I think, and in situations like this, my experience has been the downfall where things could go bad is this concept I call toxic empathy. This is one of the things we often talk about in the full day teaching a rockstar thing. And what toxic empathy, that is, because of the human nature of a teacher, like the kind of compassionate, nurturing person that's brought to this profession, toxic empathy happens when there's an educator gets caught up in oh my gosh, this is so hard. The empathy side, like the teacher that's consoling them, is, oh my gosh, you're so right, this is so hard. And then here we go, then it starts,
too easy. Yeah.
right? And they mean good, they mean well, and they're doing it because they love them, and they're compassionate people, and they're nurturing by nature. But that creates this toxic empathy where it's a downward negative spiral of despair. When really the more loving and the more compassionate thing is that kind of what we see around here is getting people refocused and say, yeah, man, this is hard. And have you seen where our kids are living?
Exactly.
Have you seen what they're going through? Do you see what they go through at home just to get here to school to learn? Do you see the work that everybody's put in just to get the kids in the classroom to teach them? And so I think that's kind of why it's been successful here.
Right.
Instead of people jumping on board, they turn it around the other way,
right,
and reframe it.
Exactly. That's what I've told our teachers, is celebrate the sacrifice and don't dread on the negativity of what happened. Let's look at what we've created in this moment, and what we're gaining from it, and the growth we're seeing from it. That's hard. I mean, that's easy. That sounds like fortune cookie wisdom,
right.
But I mean, it really is what we need to be doing is celebrate the sacrifice.
Dude, there's your T-shirt right there.
That's right.
I'd buy that one, man.
That's right.
Celebrate the sacrifice.
That's right. It's a big deal.
Yeah. I'm into it. And so what's so moving forward, man, with the district? Tell me what are the plans? You guys waiting on government and insurance and checks?
We're looking into what FEMA determines on our campuses. I know that's a process. I know that they're looking into that. And then will we have a new building? I assume I should say a new construction, or is this going to be hey, do we just go in and fix what we have? So that's kind of the determination at this time. Is waiting on those determinations from FEMA. So,
like a car accident, are we going to total it, or
that's it?
Are we going to repair it?
That's it. That's what we're waiting on. So we're waiting on that word, and hopefully get that any day now for the middle school. I know there's the elementary right next to us, Oak Forest. I know they're in a little longer wait as well. So it's two campuses in our district that have had a complete redo for the school year that was already prepared for.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, it's been interesting for sure.
Hey, what's the latest? I'm not sure if you would know, but what's the latest with testing and all that? Because I think people forget you guys missed a month of school.
Yeah,
that matters.
Yeah, nothing changed. We stayed the course and adjusted our curriculum department did a great job of adjusting our year at a glance and what was needed in the moments that were lost and what was more important in those moments. Testing dates didn't change. The only thing that did change is there's not going to be a third administration for the SSI year for the fifth graders. So so they're still going to have first and second administration, but those dates are still set. So that's about it. That's it. So our kids and our teachers had to adjust to a whole new setting without about a month of instruction. So that was a big deal.
It's a huge deal. Man, I got to tell you though, dude, here's the thing. Oftentimes we, teachers travel around and groups of teachers go and visit certain schools around the nation to get inspired and new ideas. But I'm telling you, man, this is equally inspiring.
I appreciate it. I know our teachers need to hear that. That's a big deal.
That's I wonder because I think because they're in it, like they're in the daily grind of teaching in the school year, and it's going by, and here we are in the last 7-8 weeks. Like I wonder if they really know. Like if they get it, like how inspiring this is to see from somebody on the outside.
I completely agree. It's got to be something to be said about our folks and how they've adjusted, and that's our students too. I mean,
that's the kid. I'm telling you, man, to see that kind of resiliency.
Yeah, it's been big, and they're like I said, they're dealing with it at home. I mean, they're going. They don't know where they're going home to today. Am I going to the place we're staying at, or am I going home to work, or am I am I going to sweep up sheetrock? I mean, what am I going to go home and do today?
Right.
So that's been the tough thing for them too. I mean, we get a lot of, hey, I need my kiddo to come here today because we're working on the house and we need help working on the house.
Right.
So
that's a new bus, brother.
Yeah,
getting on the new bus this afternoon.
Yep. And so we have a lot of that. So I mean, it's a real thing in our community. So our kids are having to deal with it just as much as our schoolhouse is having to deal with it.
Has there been discussion among teachers and kind of any kind of direction and leadership in terms of homework and those types of things?
We did. We took a break from homework. We just said, let's try to make sure we do as much as we can in the class time we're given, and let's take a break because these kiddos are having to go home and, like I said, sweep up sheetrock. They're having to clean.
They've got homework.
They've got enough homework to do. Yeah, they're working on the home. So a lot of that's going on to where we're trying to give them as much break as we can from homework as possible.
How's the community been?
Great.
Yeah.
Ultra supportive. We had a meeting before school started at both places, at the high school and the junior high. Parents were supportive. Community was supportive. Like I said, district administration was available for those meetings. The campus principals at each location came to these meetings that we had. So both the junior high and the high school principal were available for questioning. So ultra supportive. I mean, the parents have been very understanding. I mean, of course, they're just as frustrated, with their situations at home as well. So I mean, they understand. A lot of them understand, that hey, this is just a matter of adapt and overcome. Make the best of it. So I have nothing but positive to say about our community.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. I love it. I know it's hard. I get it, and I mean everything about the flood was just disastrous. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen in my lifetime, my half century.
Yeah, I
don't know if I've ever seen that much good and humanity come out in such a short, concentrated amount of time.
Right.
Whether it's, kids and teachers at the schoolhouse, community members, people coming from other states, Louisiana coming to help, other people, families coming to help each other in their own homes. And it, I wish it never happened, but the fact that it did,
sure.
I'm also happy that we get to see that side of the.
I completely agree. It gave us a huge hope of humanity is what I call it, and because since it's happened, we lost everything at the school, pretty much. That instructional materials, we lost paper, pencils, everything that they had as far as instructional materials was concerned. And I'm telling you, the outpouring of support. We have an individual at our administration building, Miss Sally Andrews, has done an amazing job of helping get donations to clothes, to backpacks, simple items to help these students continue on with their education process here. And so it's been almost you don't want to say it's been easy by any means, but it's been that's made it easier.
Sure.
The help, the outpouring of support, and I'm talking folks from even other countries sending us stuff. So I mean, it's been amazing seeing the hallway filled up with stuff, anything the kiddos wanted for the start of school. Not anything, but just about anything they needed.
The basics, man.
To get school started. So it's been a big deal.
Yeah, I love it, man. Celebration of sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Huge deal.
It is.
I mean, I always tell folks, I mean, if you can't gather around and understand what we've had to do to make the school year happen and not smile and go, gosh, what a great experience. How exciting is this that we made this happen? Then I don't know that you're in education for the right reason.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not trying to tell people they're doing the wrong thing, but this has been incredible. It's been an incredible, I don't know. It's just been, I just see so many people working together within our district and call it making this happen. And I just go, wow, it's just super.
Yeah. Awesome. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, no problem. I appreciate you.
Thanks for taking the time.
Hey, I'm glad you came.
Awesome.
I'm excited to have you, and tell Coach Smiley I said hi.
I'll tell him. All right. Thanks, man.
All right, thank you.